Destiny is a funny thing. You never know how things are going to work out. But if you keep an open mind and an open heart, I promise you will find your own destiny someday.
Got this feeling that I can't sleep without you. All I ever do is cry thinking of you. I can't even dream I'm stuck here without you. What am I supposed to do? And all I ever want is you to be with.
If there's one thing that has kept me happy consistently and over a long period of time, it would be my refusal to let anger poison my heart and soul. While I do think that anger has its merit, my goal today is to convince you of what can happen if you let it linger past its usefulness. I believe that you should use anger to change your habits, conquer certain situations, and safeguard your self-respect. But hold on to it for too long, and it quickly becomes unjust and dangerous. It fuels not positive activism, but regression, obsession, and vengeance. It will feed off of itself, destroying you in the process as well. There's a time for anger. It is an indispensable tool in motivating resistance to injustice. But I think it's also a weapon, a tool that is only useful in combat and self-defense. The racism, misogyny, and hatred of our era is a frightening exhibition of the destructive force of anger that is deliberately nourished by hate, encouraged to rule our thought, and invited to control behavior. A brief, open expression of anger in the right moment, aimed at its true target, is effective. Anger is only a good weapon, but a weapon is appropriate to and justified only by a situation of danger. Perhaps the problem is that when we are threatened, we pull out our weapon of anger, and then the threat passes or evaporates, but we haven't learned any better. The weapon is still in our hands, seducing and addicting us to it. If not for anger, we might have held our tongues and not lashed out at a friend, and thus we might not have damaged that relationship in the first place. Anger begets more anger, spreading like something akin to a virus. And despite being so universal and basic, most of us would probably feel some kind of relief if we learned that we were about to live in a world or era that was entirely without anger. With every piece of me, I believe in cooperation and compromise. I think it is far more effective than anger as we move to be an increasingly non-violent society. Think about all that you lose when you become angry. The collateral damage to the people that you love, the consequences that seem to last for decades after, and most importantly, the hours of energy that you spend hurting and disrespecting and hating someone instead of cooperating, compromising, and enjoying your pleasurable hours on Earth. If we are to nurture healthy relationships with others, the kinds that keep us grounded in reality, we have to remove the deterrent of anger. No one on their deathbed will ever look back and wish that they had lived more angrily. Why then do we so readily accept anger in the moment? To be free of your anger is not easy, and we all may fail to contain it forever, but the inevitability of our imperfection should not deter us. Go into the world happy and content and ponder what truly matters. Think of what ails you and what you might do better to resolve it. Consider that your expectations have been wrong and that you could do better going forward. Never look back at life in anger.